in the thing. There we go.
All
hey, look at that.
All
right, guys. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Coach Bronson. We're live today. It's Tuesday night, and I am 23 minutes late, but that's okay because Coach Nat is here to save the day. Hi, Coach Nat.
You should have been on mine because you would have seen him cooking eggs.
I was cooking eggs.
With his shirt
She
off.
had me cooking eggs, and she told me to take my shirt off. So I am here half naked because of her.
You're welcome.
This is not my normal thing. My name, well, I won't go there.
Your name?
I was going to reference somebody else.
Your name is not somebody? Is that what
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, but we don't need to go there.
Call him out, babe.
Oh, man, you're way high up there.
Yeah, look at that.
Woo!
Shorties sometimes need to do something to get up above.
Y'all, tell me something. Y'all see this woman? And she kind of pretty. I think she's kind of pretty.
Week. I think I got a tan and I got lashes and he just lost his mind.
Yep. All right. So we're talking about, so today we'll do our normal question and answer, but we also, hey, what's up, Andre? Nice to meet you. Hey, Rita, how's it going? We got people popping in on Instagram. We got people popping in on the YouTubes. Let's move this a little bit over so people can see you. Because they want to see you. They don't want to see me.
They want to see both of us.
Everybody wants to see you more. Why is that other thing frozen?
That is Facebook.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, it's like that.
Yeah, until I click on it. So let's see. Michelle, such
sore knuckles and lower back. Why do you have sore knuckles, Michelle? Were you beating up Corey all weekend?
Maybe because of the food on the cruise.
Oh, the inflammation. Gotcha. All right. So we are back from the cruise. The cruise was fantastic. For me, as always, I think the two biggest things that I love about cruises is getting to meet all the people that come to the event and getting to reconnect with all of our colleagues and friends who are also doing the things that we're doing, trying to help people get better. So it was a blast. I think we got to spend some good time. I think, everyone was there, right?
Oh, my gosh.
Dr. Westman was there. Got to talk with him for a little bit.
Dr. Boz.
Dr. Boz was there. Always loved having a conversation with her and her husband.
Dr. Barry and
Nisha.
And Dr. Rigby.
Dr.
And his
Rigby.
Wife,
oh, my God. They are fantastic. If you guys don't know Dr. Rigby, he's not huge, I don't think, on Instagram and social media. But he's in Utah.
Weight loss doc, I think, on Instagram.
Okay. Fantastic. I think we will probably be doing some stuff together because the more Dr. Rigby and I talked, the more we were like, oh my God, everything that we do is the same.
So aligned.
It was so aligned. It was awesome. Kim Howerton.
Oh my gosh, Donald Vega.
Dr. Vega from Costa Rica. Mary, Mitzi, Kim
Howerton.
Who else?
Champion,
Rob and Crystal.
Sykes and Crystal.
Nurse Cindy.
Debbie Potts.
Nurse Cindy.
Low carb athlete. Nurse Cindy. God, all our peoples. All our people. Two crazy ketos.
Joe and Rachel. Which, and some of these people, in case you all didn't know, are going to be at the conference. So Joe and Rachel, Two Crazy Ketos, are going to be emceeing the conference in July. Kim Howerton's going to be there. Dr. Westman won't be there, but is Amy like his right hand? I feel like every time you hear Amy Berger, there's Dr. Westman or Dr. Westman and Amy Berger. They do a lot together. So Amy will be there at the conference.
Kim Howerton
will be there. We'll have Keto Brick as a sponsor. They won't be there, but they are providing product for giveaways and prizes, things like that. Redmond's is going to be there. We were talking about Redmond's. Yep. Redmond's will be there at the conference. They are a sponsor, and they're
our beverage sponsor. Right?
They're a beverage sponsor. Yep, for the weekend. Okay, so
speaking of the conference, plug July
conference plug
14th and 15th. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, we are 4 weeks out, just about this weekend.
Yes.
We will be 1 month away, so get your tickets before we close them.
Oh, speaking of which, if anybody's interested in getting tickets, we need some support. We have a person who bought some tickets. They had a medical emergency in their family. They are not going to be able to come for financial and other reasons, and they are looking to see if anyone will get their tickets from them, right? So if you are interested in going and you are looking for tickets, instead of going to the website, contact me and I will hook you up with them so that you can work out getting their tickets, because they, without getting into too much detail, they have a serious illness in the family, and that is terminal, and they need all the funds back that they can get to take care of some things for their family. So if you or you know anyone who's interested in going, let me know ASAP so we can work that out and help them out.
For sure. If you're in my group and you don't know how to reach him, just holler at me and we'll work it out. If you don't know what we're talking about Antithetic.
Antithetic Baltimore.
Happening this summer, July 14th, 15th, I just mentioned. The website is antithetic-conference.com, or you can go on our Instagrams. You can pretty much go find it anywhere you find us, and you can get tickets there.
Awesome. Bubbles Has Rules says, I got my tickets.
Yay!
All right, we got a question.
I have a bunch of questions.
You have a bunch of questions?
Yes.
Can we do a question?
Sure.
Okay. Rita has a question. So Rita on YouTube. Meeting Mountains. I like that. I have a question about doing squats with the barbell in a Smith machine. How long should I be going? My midsection tends to get in the way of the movement. Oh, how low should I be going?
Oh.
My midsection tends to get in the way of the movement. As low as you can. If it's a midsection issue, then there's some things you can do with adjusting the width of your stance. Obviously, you don't want to be too wide, but you could also practice without being in the Smith machine. Okay, so if you're interested in trying to get better at squats, there are some things you can do just body weight or supported with a suspension system like a TRX, or holding onto the back of a chair, or holding onto the Smith machine with your hands and doing body weight movement, just to work on getting the movement down and finding what the proper positions are going to be for you to get the most out of the squat. Okay, we don't have to do external weight in order to improve how a movement is working. Okay, so you don't have to do extra weight if you don't need to. Get the movement right first, and then you can add the weight. Hope that helps, Rita.
Yay.
All right.
All right. I think I got a couple up here.
A couple on the Instagram.
How do you stay motivated to eat healthy?
Okay. You want to take this? Or you want me to take this?
You seem like you're ready.
I love this question. The first thing I want everyone that's listening on all 5 million of these platforms that we're on today to understand that motivation. Go look up the definition of motivation. I've been really on this one lately because I never did that before. I never what is motivation? People hear people talk about all the time. I was like,
I'm surprised you haven't, because typically
right,
we have this in common. You mention something to one of us. If we don't know what it is, we are immediately going to find out.
So motivation, literally the definition of motivation is if you want to do something or not. So when you say, I don't have motivation or I'm not motivated, literally what you were saying is, I don't want to do this.
Ooh, chill.
Okay. So you have just answered your own question. You can't stay motivated if you don't want to do it. It's not possible. They're the same thing. So if you have a desire or you think that there's a direction that you want to go, you have to make a decision. Is that really what I want to do? Am I being honest with myself? Do I really have a reason that is emotional and deep and long lasting and not superficial and not coming from somebody else? It's coming from me, that makes me want to do the things that I need to do to get where I'm going. Okay. Yeah. So you just answered your own question. Okay. The reason you're not motivated to eat healthy is because you don't want to eat healthy. So you got to figure out why that is and figure out what you can put in front of your face that's going to make you make those decisions, because that's really what you're looking for. Okay. There's nothing wrong. And don't get down on yourself, guys. If you're feeling like, oh my God, I'm not motivated, I don't want it, what's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you. You're human. You have things that are pulling at your emotions. You have habits that you need to retrain. You have all of these things. It's the process of making a change from one lifestyle to another. And it's not going to happen overnight. It takes one thing at a time, right? It's like moving a house. You don't just pack everything up at one time. You got to make a whole bunch of trips into that truck. Then you got to drive that truck to the new house, make a whole bunch of other trips. Okay. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. Hope that helps.
I like that. If you're struggling to find motivation to eat healthy, ask yourself, why am I trying to eat healthy in the first place?
Yeah.
Like, what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
because there was a reason why you decided to do it. So most of the time it's just that we forgot why we set out on this journey in the first place. We get disconnected from that. So connect back to that. Why are you trying to do this in the first place?
Yep. Bingo, bango.
Okay, this is comments, no additional questions. Cool. I just
got 3 bang in a row.
I have a really good one here. Let's go to this one for Deb. I've just been to the gyno and she has told me my perimenopause has reversed.
Does that mean you're going to get pregnant?
Can keto carnivore do this?
Yep.
The answer is yes, 100%.
Yep.
We have seen it a million times.
Ask Dr. Barry what a keto baby is.
Yep.
Because he's got one. Absolutely.
Yep,
yes, that can happen. It happens. Absolutely. I hear stuff like that all the time. Even Rachel and Joe were afraid at one point that it might happen to them when they started.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
They're like, oh no, I don't want to have any babies.
I know, they got grandbabies.
Right.
Yep. That's pretty powerful though. Yeah, I've definitely heard that many times. Going into menopause, it prolonged the process or delayed the process or reversed the process.
Yep. Cool.
Great for your hormones. Healthy fats are great for your hormones.
So is protein, particularly thyroid.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Yes.
We're gonna nip this in the bud. Okay. Anybody who's telling you to reduce your protein at any point in your life for any reason, okay, because you don't need to do it for kidneys. There's a new study that came out that showed that increased protein intake is good for kidneys, even people who have compromised kidneys. We should screenshot that. We totally should screenshot that.
That's going to be the cover.
Okay. You do not need to reduce protein if you are pre, peri, or postmenopausal. Your thyroid hormones come from amino acids. If you do not have enough amino acids, then your thyroid is going to be jacked. Okay. Since your thyroid is taking over and needs to do more work
for the ovaries, it's taking over for the ovaries.
Okay. When you make the change, then you need to support your thyroid function by eating more protein. Please, please, please do that. Don't ever skimp on the protein. Cool. All right.
Love it. All right. What questions you got?
Questions I got from Andre Frazier. Sounds like a boxer. Andre Frazier. Also, I have a question. How often should I switch between strength building and muscle mass gaining type of training? You want to answer that one?
Never. Always train like a bodybuilder. Nah, I'm just kidding. Well, it depends on what your main goal is.
Wait, goals matter? What are you trying to do?
Yeah, I would say, what is your main goal? You can decide, okay, if strength building, getting stronger is your main goal, you can stick with a strength program specifically built for strength, so the lower reps, 12 weeks, maybe even longer. If you're kind of more of a general, like if you're not just trying to build mass, because a lot of people are like in this mad dash to build as much mass as they can in terms of aesthetics, right? Mm-hmm. They're not as worried about the strength. They know some strength is going to come along with that, but they're more focused on aesthetics. You could just focus on bodybuilding. I did 2 years of bodybuilding training without any strength building training. Got my best gains during that time. But you can also, like, if let's say both of those are kind of equally as important to you and not one is not more important than the other, you can swap out every other week. I've done programs with trainers before where every other week we did a strength week and then we did a hypertrophy week. Sure. And we alternated like that for a few months.
You could even do it within the week, right?
Yeah.
It's really, so the understanding that really, unless we're talking about extremes, and you guys know we love living in the extremes, okay? There's no gray area for us. It's all black and white. Not really. That's not how it works, okay? Everybody's got their own shade of gray, okay? And we're not talking about the book.
He's got 50.
But the work that you have to do to get stronger and the work that you have to do to get bigger are really close together.
Similar.
They're not that much different. Okay. Again, so unless you're looking at the extremes where you're like, hey, I'm trying to get as jacked as possible and I'm going to muscle failure and I'm working very specific isolated muscles and I'm trying to get a specific shape and size and all these things, and you're really getting into it, I wouldn't worry about it. Unless you're trying to become a power lifter and be competitive in powerlifting and you're looking for the maximum amount of effort for a 1 or 2 rep lift and the maximum amount of rest in between your sets and things like that, I wouldn't really worry about it. Do something that you can maintain where you're going to get size, you're going to get strength, but you can be consistent at, because that is going to take you further. The best way to get big is to keep doing it. The best way to get strong is to keep doing it, right? That's what's going to make the most difference.
Yeah, and actually, one of my favorite training styles that I'm using right now, pyramid training, is some higher reps, some lower reps. So, and mine is pretty much all in the hypertrophy range, but the low end of the hypertrophy range to the high end of the hypertrophy range. And so that low end of the hypertrophy range is going to cross over a bit with that strength range.
Yeah, and I do a little bit of both, where I'll do like, let's say I'll do one workout in a week where I'm doing lower body, I'm doing legs, and I'll hit 15 to 20 reps, but I'll do it as intensely as I possibly can. And then I'll take my days off rest. The next time I hit legs, maybe I'll do a 6 to 8 reps, but I'll hit it as intensely as I possibly can. So I'm getting a good range of both of those things. It's really kind of just experiment, play around with it. You're just another note to anything that you're going to do when it comes to strength or size, you will probably feel the strength and see the effects of improved strength before you start seeing a lot of size.
Yep.
Okay, so
size
even if you're doing things focused specifically on getting bigger, you'll notice that you get stronger before you start seeing a lot of size put on. So just something to keep in mind. Don't get frustrated if you're not getting huge overnight. Okay.
Ooh, question.
We're getting like tons of questions right now.
Great.
This is awesome. I don't even know what to do right now.
Okay, what does running do before a workout? Okay,
let's make it simple.
Here's a simple one.
Tires you out.
Yeah. Running before a workout is wasting your energy that you could be using to lift weights, gain strength, and gain mass. Don't run before a workout. I mean, you could do like a 5-minute walk jog as like a warm up, but I would not encourage running, especially not running long distances or running for a long duration before.
And without even getting into the science or the studies or whatever else, guys, we've been doing this for a long time. If you run, and I don't mean, like you said, a 5 or 10 minute jog, okay? If you're running at any level of intensity or duration before your workout will suck. It will not be as good. Okay?
Our girl, Danny.
What?
Comment of the night.
Makes me tired.
Size matters, though.
What's up, Danny? Hey, Danny, just a side note. Tell Donovan that I accidentally stained a tie with escargot butter on the cruise, and now I have to go buy a new tie.
We need tips for getting oil out of ties.
I need to know how to get butter and garlic oil out of the tie. Side note. Okay. Hope that answers that question about running. Don't run before you lift, period.
All right. We got a question about postmenopausal. 50 postmenopausal, been keto 2 years. Most recently carnivore. I struggle with some abdominal fat. What can I do?
Just keep doing what you're doing.
And if you are a high fat carnivore.
Woo! Here we go. You want me to get the soapbox out?
Cut down on the fats. If you're eating a stick of butter, don't do that. If you are adding a lot of fat to your meals, just eat the meat you don't have to add the fat, guys.
Yeah. For when we talk about high fat, guys, I really want everyone to understand that high fat compared to the standard American diet and what most people are used to doing literally just means the fat that comes with the meat.
Unless you're one of these people who's living on chicken breast. So if you're eating only super lean meats, then yes, you're going to need to add some fat to them. Right. But if you're eating cuts of meat that are not processed to remove all the fat, then it already has the fat that you need.
And that doesn't mean just ribeyes. New York strips, pork loin. I mean, there's so many brisket. There's so many different options of things that have fat. Chicken thighs is a better option than chicken breasts, right? Yep. Things like that. So
chicken and turkey,
you need the protein
versus the breast.
You need the fat.
Yeah, the skin, eating the skin.
Okay, I got a question. Let's see. Doc said yesterday I'm going to need, by the way, Instagram, you guys are killing with questions today. Doc said yesterday I'm going to need a knee replacement. I'm on my 3rd day of carnivore. Is there a possibility of not needing it in the future if I continue with this way of eating? That is an impossible question to answer. TGM 1963. But what?
No, I was just checking.
Yeah, I would say that there is some improvement that's possible in inflammation, in healing, things like that. I don't know anything about the injury or why you need a knee replacement. So we can't really answer that question.
On that.
But I can tell you that overall, an improvement in your nutrition by the reduction of inflammation, by the improvement in your body's ability to recover, repair, and function will help in general with healing. Okay. So if that can be healed, there may be some effects. If it's an unhealable, if there's something totally tore up with it, it might not. Another aspect.
Carnivore is not going to repair bone.
Right. It's not going to rebuild cartilage and broken stuff. Right. The other thing too is if you're not moving, okay, there are things that can be done to improve the strength of your legs and the support that your knee has, how your knee moves. Maybe there's a movement pattern or something that you're doing that's caused that problem that needs to be fixed as well. So even if you get the knee replacement, I would highly recommend getting with a physical therapist, looking at how you move your body and making sure that you don't have some kind of movement pattern or dysfunction in your hips or your ankles or your lower back that's causing your knee extra stress, right? There might be some things there to look at as well. All right. Hope that helps.
All right. You got some good ones on your YouTube.
I got some more on my YouTube. All right. Let's see here. Andre's question. We got Becky. Hi, Coach. I'm doing your basic exercises. I have some pain in my hip and wondered what other exercises or stretches I can do for hip flexibility beyond the one that is in the plan. Okay. First thing I would say is just go to my YouTube channel, Becky, and search for mobility. I think I actually have a playlist that is titled mobility exercises. So some good ones are hip cars. You're not going to remember these, but they're in the videos. Hip cars. Okay. Rocking frog is a good one. Fire hydrants are a good one. There's a handful of really good exercises that work on hip mobility. Remember, guys, when we talk about mobility, often we hear the word mobility and we think flexibility.
Not the same.
They're not the same, okay? Mobility is a combination of flexibility and strength, okay? So the ability to reach a full range of motion, maintain position in that range of motion, and resist or move weight. So it's basically the ability to move safely without hurting yourself.
Yeah, it's not sitting in a stretch, like a static stretch. That's not for mobility.
So I see it all the time. People are like, hey, I'm going to go do some mobility, and then they hop on a foam roller. That's not mobility. Okay, that's recovery. That's myofascial release. That's something else, but it's not mobility. Okay, mobility is doing things where you're putting yourself in position against resistance, okay, or where you're just like doing eyes wise tees. If you guys don't know what eyes wise tees are, bending over, putting your arms at different positions. So you're utilizing your back muscles where your muscles are forcing the range of motion against the weight of your arms. Okay, so that is mobility. You're building strength and range of motion at the same time. Okay, all right. Hope that helps, Becky. Mike Buckley's got a question. Let's see. What is this question? Ooh, here we go. I'll let you answer this one. Hi, Bronson. Oh, you want to read it? Good.
Hi, Bronson and Matt. Bronson, I heard you mention in a previous video you were increasing your protein and decreasing your fats. Are you doing that to lean out or cut as opposed to build muscle? And is there more to that?
I don't think so. And thanks.
Okay. I can tell you why he's doing that. And it is not to cut. It is to bulk. This man wants to put on size as much as possible.
I'm going to get big. I'm going to get big.
Huge.
Huge.
So yeah, he's actually increasing his protein so he can maximize his gains.
Yeah. And right now, the main reason that I was dropping my fat, Mike, is because over the past 2 months or so, I really haven't been tracking. I haven't been doing much. And I know for a fact my fats have been high because what you guys didn't see this on my channel, but on Nat's channels and accounts, whatever these are, I made eggs for dinner tonight. And I was eating that at least once, if not twice a day.
Yeah.
I was doing 8 to 12 eggs, 1 or 2 meals a day with
butter,
4 to 6 tablespoons of butter at each meal. So that's on top of the 24 plus ounces of ground beef and stuff that I eat. So I was getting a lot more fat than I needed. So in order to cut that, make sure that I don't want to be, for me, guys, and this is different for everybody. I want you to understand that these are my numbers. I'm not saying this is where anyone else should be. For me, if I'm over 12% body fat, I don't like how that feels. At 12%, I like to be closer to 10 on average. I was at 12.9, right before the cruise.
Oh yeah.
Right. I got on the InBody and I was like 12.9. So looking at that and going, okay, I'm way above where I like to be. I need to get back down there. So I'm getting back to my baseline that I like to hover at. So yes, cutting the fat, not necessarily to cut, but to cut. If that makes sense.
to build without bulking.
Right. I'm building. So I am increasing my protein. I've changed my workout routine a little bit.
But his goal is not to just put on size with like a lot of body fat and muscle, which we think most people in this space do incorrectly. Yes. They're bulking. They're putting so many extra calories, extra fat, extra, everything. Well, for a lot of them, it's carbs, but extra fuel in their body that they don't need that much. And then they're putting on all this excess body fat and they're using bulking as an excuse to do that, to say, oh, well, I'm bulking. It's okay. Like it's supposed to happen. You're supposed to have all this extra body fat with the muscle. But then guess what? They're going to have to cut to get that body fat off. And guess what's going to happen? Yep. They're going to lose some of that muscle mass at the same time. So
again, when we're talking about lifestyle, guys, and you talk to bodybuilders and a lot of people that come from a bodybuilding background, don't think that you should. They say you can, but they don't think that you should try to lean bulk.
Right.
They recommend get as big as possible and then cut. Get as big as possible and then cut. Go through this up and down of whatever.
Which is a lot of stress on the body.
None of us need to do that.
It's unnecessary and uncomfortable.
Yeah. Unless you are looking to compete in bodybuilding, then you can maintain a healthy level of fat on your body, maintain a consistent, pretty basically the same amount of food intake on a regular basis with some minor alterations here and there to kind of make sure that you're not going crazy in any one direction, but you can maintain a very sustainable lifestyle and not worry about getting skinny, getting big, that's the whole reason I went carnivore. That is one of the main reasons I went carnivore, is because I got tired of the whole cutting bulking. Mm-hmm. Every time I cut, I got weak. Every time I bulked, I got fat. Mm-hmm. And it was just annoying. Yeah. So I've been able to, over the past 5 years, get stronger and stay lean at the same time. And that's really what we're looking for.
Yep. And my ladies, we know how much 10 pounds makes a difference. So if you can keep yourself from putting that extra on in the first place, then you don't have to be on. It's basically yo-yo dieting.
Tanya says, please put some clothes on if you want to be taken seriously and as a professional YouTuber. Hey, Tanya, thank you for the comment. I am not a professional YouTuber. Go figure.
I finally got him to take the shirt off.
She's been trying to get me to take my shirt off.
This man to put it back on. I've been trying to tell him this for 2 years. My God.
This is just having a little fun, okay? It's okay. It's okay.
We keep it all the way real. All right, I got some going on my Instagram. Let's see. We got my roommate does not leave his room. He doesn't move around. Yesterday, he went to the doctor, and they said his blood pressure was ER level, but he refuses to go to the ER. It's hard watching him in pain. What can I do? I believe He isn't moving around enough. He also ate a pizza and wings before going to the doctor.
Oh, geez.
Am I wrong to believe his lack of mobility and his fat intake is to blame for his high blood pressure?
No, it's the pizza.
It's the
and lack of movement.
It's the carbs and the fat together, and the oxidative oils and all the crap. Yeah. It's all those things.
It's all of it together. And unfortunately, there's really not anything you can do. It sounds like he's, particularly after going to the doctor and them telling him this is an issue, he's dug in. Like he's digging himself in, putting his head in the sand and not wanting to acknowledge what's going on. So all you can do is do you, set the example, show that what you're doing is working for yourself, create a little FOMO. Guys, the best way to get people to change their mind about what you're doing is to make them wish they were doing it too.
Be your own success story. It's the best. It's the best.
The best thing. Absolutely.
Advocate you can be. Yeah. Be your own.
Yep.
Be the inspiration.
Be the inspiration. We got a question about the cruise.
Ooh. How was the cruise? Did you see anything fun in shows or anything?
Oh my God. Did we? Okay. So we saw, we saw two shows. We saw a comedy show, and then we saw, I don't even know what
you would call it.
All right. The comedy show was hilarious. Okay. Adult comedy show. The last night, that was funny.
I'm taking credit for that because I made us go to that.
Yes.
He was really.
It was funny. It was funny.
But it was. I was laughing hard. The other one looked like it would be a cool kind of a Cirque du Soleil type of show. It was called Blue Earth or something.
Blue Earth. I think that's what it's called.
And
not at all.
Y'all, as a former dancer, I was embarrassed for them. I could not imagine being a dancer in that show, but it was difficult to watch.
As a never having danced before in my life, watching that show, I was embarrassed for
it. Was horrible.
It was the worst. Not even the dancing.
You walked out
the choreography.
Like, what did I just see?
We didn't know because there was no storyline. I literally think the show was adult Dora the Explorer on PCP. That's what I think it was.
She had a backpack.
She had a backpack traveling around the world. I don't know what she was looking for.
And then she got a jacket.
And then she got a jacket, and they stole her backpack. I had no idea.
Oh God!
It was the worst show.
The funniest part was in the elevator afterwards.
Oh my God! In the elevator afterwards, we were trying not to disparage it too loudly, and other people started chiming in, like, "What did we just watch?"
Yeah, we were not alone. We were all very confused.
It was funny. Yeah.
We didn't get to go to the ice show, which we heard was really cool, really good.
The water show.
The water show.
They were all sold out.
We peeked in a little bit last year with the water show, but those always sell out before you get on the ship. So if you're planning on going on a cruise or going on the low carb cruise next year,
everyone needs to go on the low carb cruise next year. We will be there. Others will be there. We had 350 people this year. Last year we had like 200 something.
200 something, yeah.
So it's growing. We want 500 next year. 500. Go to lowcarbcruise.com. Get information.
Plan it now. Save your money.
Much bigger discounts the sooner you do it. Okay.
Blue Planet. Debbie said.
Blue Planet. Yes, that's it.
It was so bad.
Okay. Yes, Michelle said, glad I missed that one. Yes, you are.
Oh, yeah. Okay. What else you got?
Rita asked a question. She said, ooh, good question. Okay, Rita says, I think you look great. Thank you, Rita. Also, another question. Saw the doctor today, and he said I've lost muscle mass in the last month. Knowing that I just started weight training, how best do I encourage muscle mass? The 3 rules. Number 1, eat more protein.
Lift heavy.
Lift heavy weights as often as possible.
Consistently. And recover well. Get your sleep.
Get your sleep and recover.
Take rest days.
Those are the three things. Make sure you're getting your protein, adequate protein. Most likely for most people, it's more than you're currently getting. Okay. Make sure that you are lifting weights that are challenging you.
Yep.
Okay. If you're just doing weights to a number on a piece of paper or a number in an app, and then you're putting them down and walking away, that's not doing anything for you. You need to do the weights until you can't do the weights, and then put them down and take a break, and then do them again until you can't do them again. Okay.
Go to failure.
Go to fatigue.
Yeah.
Failure can be misconstrued. I like saying fatigue.
I like that.
Yeah. Go to muscle fatigue.
Feel that one.
Go to where your muscles feel tired.
You can't do another rep.
Okay. That's what you're looking for.
You can't do another rep with
correct.
good form.
Okay. So those are the three things. And then sleep, rest, don't work out every day, ladies. Okay. And I will be honest with you. If you're working out 4 or 5 days a week and you're also trying to get 20,000 steps every day, that's too much.
Or you're doing cardio classes in addition.
And lifting, that's too much. Okay. Take some time off.
Prioritize your strength training.
All right. That's it for me, I think.
Is that all you got for now?
I think that's it. Let's see. No limit this year for the cruise. No limit on how many people sign up. That's great. We want 5,000 people on the cruise this year.
Oh, the shows are free. Most of the the shows free?
Most of the shows are free. I don't think Mamma Mia was free. Was Mamma Mia free?
I thought so.
Oh, maybe they are free. Maybe the shows are free and part of it. You just have to reserve a spot, which we did.
But yeah, you have to reserve them in advance. Once they fill up.
Which is probably why they fill up so fast, because they're free.
Yeah. Yeah, and the really good ones, like the aquatic show, they will open it before the cruise. So you have to know when they're opening the show, and then you have to book right away.
What's up, Neil? Keto Coach Neil, I see you on there. You are correct. You cannot argue with the changed life. If you guys don't follow Keto Coach Neil on Instagram, go follow Keto Coach Neil. It's all one word on Instagram. I was able to sit down with him and his wife, Jolene, the other day.
Did a great YouTube video.
They just did a great little YouTube recap on their YouTube channel. Fantastic couple, and Jolene has a story that we need to hear more about. So Neil, if you're listening, Jolene, if you're listening, even if you just do it on YouTube for a start, I'd love to hear that. I'd love to see that story get put out there. Absolutely fantastic. You guys are phenomenal.
I got a couple questions.
Ooh, questions. Okay.
Let's see. This was lift heavy. How many reps? Well,
we kind of just talked about that a little bit.
Yeah, we were just talking about strength versus size building. So hypertrophy is what we call the bodybuilding range for mass building size. This is going to be between the 6 to 12 range. The strength range is going to be more like 3 to 5 reps.
Yeah.
So,
but again, that doesn't mean there's no overlap. If you're doing hypertrophy, you're going to get stronger. So really what you want to do is, I think for most people on average, is go in between that. So instead of 3 to 5, or what'd you say? 6 to 12, what if you do 4 to 8?
Yeah, you could totally
right,
do that.
And then get somewhere in between there. And
I like a good 8 to 12. That's kind of where I start my ladies, is usually 8 to 12. And I usually tell them, try to go for 8 first. Don't go for the 12.
I was just going to say this.
She's
in my head.
Women just love to freaking do that.
In my
Give
head.
them a range and they go for 12. And then they're doing 3 sets of 12. If you can do 3 sets of 12 reps, you are not lifting heavy enough. If you can get to the 3rd set and you can still do 12 reps, you were not lifting heavy enough. You should be exhausting a little bit after each set. So your 2nd set should be feeling harder than the 1st set did. The 3rd set should feel harder than the 2nd set. Typically, if you know you're lifting heavy enough, you might do 1 less rep than you could do the previous set. So let's say you do 10 reps on the 1st set. The 2nd set, you may only be able to get to 9, and the 3rd set, you may only be able to get to 8, and that is okay.
And that's a really good thing. That's honestly the way that I'm working out right now. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying, but I'm not setting the number ahead of time. I'm going off of the weight. I know I can get this for about 8 or 9, and I might get 10 or 11. And then the next time I do that, I'm probably going to get 8 or 9. And the next time I do it, I might get 7 or 6,
Don't
6 or 7.
Stop.
Right?
Like if you can do 12 reps, keep going for 13, 14, 15.
That's right.
If I
You're going to
tell
surprise
my ladies,
yourself.
if you can do 13 to 20 reps, don't count that set and start over with a heavier weight.
Yeah.
If you're getting to 10, if you're getting to 12, keep going and see how many reps you can do.
Yep.
That's how you'll know where to set your weights.
I got a question about the cruise versus KetoCon. All right. So Gen 2479F. You let Instagram make that name up for you, didn't you? Jen, you're asking about, or you're talking about, you went to KetoCon this year. You're thinking about going to cruise next year. We are not going to be at Hack Your Health next year.
KetoCon is not going to be KetoCon.
KetoCon no longer exists. In case anybody's wondering, it is now called Hack Your Health. It is going to be more focused on biohacking and not as focused on keto. So if you're looking for a keto event, the low carb cruise is where I would recommend everybody go, because that's where we're going to be.
Debbie said the shows were not free. Costs are lower if you reserve ahead of time.
So the shows on the cruise are not free.
Certain shows, because our shows we went to were free.
Yeah.
So
some of the ones like Mamma Mia probably wasn't free. The Aqua show probably wasn't free.
Probably, yeah.
The Ice show, the ice one.
Celeste is mad. She's like, "Excuse me, you had me doing 15 reps." I had you doing.
That's because she was trying to convert you from being a power lifter.
That's right.
That's exactly why.
That's a good part of it. And I had her doing pyramid style training, which we talked about earlier. So sometimes, and once you advance, this is why I usually start.
You also have better movement.
Yeah, I usually start people at the 8 to 12 when they're brand new, or pretty new. If they have experience lifting, or they've been with me for a while, then I will usually progress them to a pyramid style, and then I'm giving them exact numbers of reps to do each set, because you have to understand the movement mechanics first. So once you understand how to select weights and you know what an appropriate weight is for you, then I can give somebody specific reps and know that when I tell them to lift 15, they're lifting a heavy 12 and they're making it go to 15.
Yeah. All right. Mama Cat asked a question. She says, I have lots of loose skin on my arms. Is there any way to tighten it? I don't really want surgery.
Boy, that's the $1 million question.
It is, right?
If you had a nickel for everybody that asked that.
Yes and no. There is some progress you can make. There's no guarantee that it's going to work in the next year, 5 years, 10 years. Okay. Building muscle, cleaning up your diet, getting enough protein, doing all the things that we talk about doing. Okay. That's going to fix a lot of stuff, is going to help with loose skin. How much do you have? How much weight did you lose? Where do you have it? All of these things come into play. If you have a lot, in my experience, most people who are worried about it or concerned about it or want to get rid of it end up getting surgery. That doesn't mean you have to, but that is what happens with a lot of people, particularly people who have 50, 60, 70, 80, 100, 200 pounds that they've lost. And in a the shorter amount of time, the more you're going to have that skin. So you gotta, it's up to you. Like, what do you want to do? There's no step 1, step 2, step 3 that we can give you that's going to fix that for you.
Just focus on building the muscle.
Just focus on building the muscle, looking at the other things in your life that are getting better. And you can do that internal work yourself to figure out where you are in your willingness to accept it or change it. So if you want to change it, it may take surgery, but you got to figure out if that's for you or not.
I have a question about protein on here.
All right. Love protein questions.
One of our favorite questions. I got asked this question on the panel at Low Carb Cruise. What is the calculation to figure out how much my daily protein intake should be? All right. So this is what I explained on the cruise. There are 3 levels I usually ask people to look at. First, you want to figure out, take your body weight, your current body weight. That's the easiest one, right? That's going to be your high of the high. Really important.
I'm going to interrupt you, Tori.
Okay,
intentional carnivore. You lost 245 pounds in a year?
In 1 year? Wow.
Holy cow, dude.
We need to give him a round.
Seriously. Fan-freaking-tastic. That's crazy.
Awesome.
Guys, I'm going to say this. And you know where I'm about to say, because it's been bugging me. If you are truly following a proper human diet and exercising and truly doing the things that you need to do, and you are not reaching your goals, it's not the nutrition and it's not the fitness that's your problem. You're not doing it. If he can lose 245 freaking pounds in 12 months, there's no reason any of you should still be overweight and unhealthy and dealing with health issues and metabolic problems 5 years into keto.
It's absolutely possible.
There is absolutely no reason. It's not the diet. It's not the lifestyle. It's that you're not doing it. Okay? You need to understand that. You have to take the action and do it. If he can do that, that is freaking amazing.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Okay. I'm glad you interrupted.
I'm getting totally fired up right now.
Okay. So protein calculations. 3 numbers. First, actually, before I give you the 3 numbers, first, track what you're already eating. Figure out what you're already eating. I always start there. Nothing is arbitrary. I can't give you this perfect formula that's going to give you the exact thing if you might only be eating 20 grams of protein. And I tell you, eat 200, that's 10xing what you're currently doing. You will be very angry and upset and not be able to digest. So we first have to figure out our own baseline. So track what you're doing now, see how many grams of protein you're eating in a day. Once you know what you're doing now, there's 3 numbers to look at to determine what is your first goal. The highest of those numbers would be your current body weight. The second highest of those numbers would be your ideal body weight if you have body weight to lose, body fat to lose. If you're, let's say, a small person who's trying to gain mass, that second number might actually be higher than your current body weight. But for most people that are trying to lose body fat, that's going to be under your current body weight. So you can look at either your current body weight, your ideal body weight, or your lean body mass, your current lean body mass. The way you figure that out is you figure out your body fat percentage, get it tested somewhere. You can use a Navy calculator online, look up Navy body fat calculator and plug in your numbers if you don't have a way of measuring with a scanner. But once you figure out your body fat percentage, you just multiply that by your total body weight and you will get your body fat mass in pounds or kilograms, whatever.
Pounds.
Yeah, whatever you're using, depending on where you are.
We're assuming that everyone here is in the States, right? No, okay. We know that's not the case. We know that's not the case.
kgs or pounds.
kgs or lbs.
kgs or lbs. That's cute. So once you figure out your body fat mass, you subtract that from your total body weight, and that is your lean body mass, or basically your fat-free mass. It's everything that's on your body that is not fat. Once you figure that out, that is the lowest number to reach for. So if you are under that number, the first goal is going to be that number, that lean body mass number. 1-to-1, 1 gram of protein per pound of lean body mass is your first goal. If you're already above that, but let's say you're not eating as much as your ideal body weight, your next goal is going to be your ideal body weight. If you are already eating that amount, you could make your goal your total body weight. And if you're still trying to gain, for instance, I eat above my body weight in protein.
That's because she's so tiny.
I am little.
Little.
And I'm always trying to build. That's always
she's little, but she's 30.
Sturdy. He's going to get a t-shirt that says, I like them sturdy.
I like them sturdy.
So yeah, I eat like 1.25 or 1.3, sometimes up to 1.5 times my body weight in protein.
I don't even know where I am right now.
Oh, I should calculate where I am too, but I'm on my phone.
I'll do it here. Where are you at? Let's do it. Let's do it live.
Okay, let's do
live
it.
Calculation.
Share our numbers.
So I weigh
Guys,
185.
Before we tell you how much protein we eat, this is how much protein we eat according to our goals and our body composition. Do not just copy what we're doing and eat the exact same grams. So use that formula I just told you, figuring out your lean body mass, your ideal body weight, or your current body weight. Use that first. And then to continue to progress, then you can look at increasing above that. But first, you want to at least figure out where you are now, and then what would be that next stretch goal for you for protein.
Wow, not even there.
Where are you at?
So I'm doing about 280 right now.
280 grams of protein?
Yeah.
Okay. And what is your body weight right now? 185?
Body weight's 185.
Okay, so what is your...
Let's do this. Boom, that'll work. So about 1.5, 1.55.
All right, calculate mine. I'm doing 150 grams of protein.
How much you weigh? Oh, 115?
No.
Grams of,
150 grams of protein.
Oh, 50. I thought you said 115.
By my weight, which is 123.
123.
So 1.2 times my body weight in protein.
1.22
right now. Yeah.
Wait, what was that? Why is the quick? There was a question.
It was what is the calculation to figure out the.
Oh, that was it. Okay, that was the question. Okay.
Yeah.
So she's at 1.2. I'm about 1.5.
The reason I'm not just recommending everybody do 1.2 times their body weight in protein is that if you might be eating half that right now, so your first goal needs to be
just a little bit more. A little bit more.
Doubling.
A little bit more. What's up, Serena?
We never recommend going to extremes. So like we always see people jumping to like the 80-20 fat to protein or the PSMF or like doing these crazy extremes, one extreme to the next. Like small incremental changes is what we recommend.
Yep. All right, guys, we have been on for almost an hour.
Over an hour.
Well, for you.
Oh, for me.
Only 50 minutes for me. But we appreciate you guys very much. Thanks for hopping on and asking questions. And Serena, sorry you just got on, but we're done. Unless you have a question. Ask a question. Ask a question. Make us stay on longer.
And Celeste said she's actually thinking about doing another bodybuilding block.
Woohoo! Get it. All right, we'll see you guys. Well, I'll see you guys next Tuesday. I don't know if she'll be on or not, but
I'm going back to my Monday master classes.
But everybody likes you being on.
Maybe I'll just join yours on Tuesdays then.
Okay, guys, here's a question. Do you think that she should just join mine on Tuesday nights? Or should we start up another one?
We have to do our new one for Keto Fit Living.
So we're thinking about maybe starting another channel just for us to do fun stuff. Because we do have the couples retreat coming up.
Did y'all know we have a
in
couples
October.
Retreat? We're hosting a couples retreat this year. In case you didn't know.
In case you didn't. Now you know. Now you know.
If you don't know, now you know.
And knowing
is half the battle.
She got it right.
Finally.
Okay. I introduced her to G.I. Joe a couple weeks ago.
So proud of me now.
So we're going to be in Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
In the Smoky Mountains.
In the middle of October. We're going to come you and your significant other come spend the weekend with us 4 days.
4 or 5.
I think it's 4 days. I think it's 5 nights, 4 days.
Friday to
Sunday.
Thursday
to Sunday. So 4 days. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. 5 nights, 4 days. All right. So check it out.
KetoFitLiving.com.
KetoFitLiving.com. We will see you guys there.
Hopefully come celebrate our 2-year anniversary with us.
Ooh, that's 2 years. 2 years?
How did it happen that fast?
I don't know.
All right, guys.
I'm brainwashed.
That is it for tonight. And I will catch y'all next week. For my ladies, if